Game 2, baby.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Edmonton is just like, first off, can I just say, and I don't want to be too controversial.
Go ahead.
And I don't want to upset people, but I feel like when I'm watching these games, it just is not bringing the same level of excitement and intensity that I would expect with the Stanley Cup final game. I feel like I'm watching a game in like the first week of November. Am I the only one that feels that way?
No, I don't think so. But people were saying, like, gosh, Edmonton's going to come back. They dominated that first game, and they're going to get the Panthers in game 2. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, Florida didn't play their best game. They didn't play their best game, and they certainly didn't. They still found a way to win. And so they went out there and kind of turned the tides on them and outshot them, and, you know, the physicality aspect of things. So it was an exciting game, not really, but the Panthers they kind of do everything right. They do.
Well, they just play the game that's in front of them.
They
don't try to overextend themselves. Nope. And I know some people are like, well, okay, well, Kachuk's not scoring or whatever. Listen, it's still a heavy pace. There's a lot of pace.
You see him back check on McDavid?
He had a hell of a back check on McDavid.
Great.
But it's hard, man. Everyone always talks about the Stars. It's hard. But, like, Rodriguez scores a couple of goals, and he still plays with good players. But, see, Edmonton just doesn't seem to have those type of guys. Like, well, where's Nugent Hopkins? You know, where are these guys? Evander Kane obviously isn't, you know, he's not healthy. He's not right.
Didn't notice him.
He hasn't scored in game, or, you know, several games now, going back to a couple rounds. So I just don't feel like they have enough. Their goaltending's not as good. You know, even though Skinner's done fine, it's like even that first goal scored by Rodriguez, that probably doesn't go in on Bob, you know? So
well, the first 5-hole on Bob wasn't very good either. Edmonton didn't get a shot on goal for the first 10 minutes.
Dude, they had 10 shots on goal through the first 30 minutes.
They go down on a 2-on-1, and they kind of squeak one through the 5-hole, which I don't even think he's let in a 5-hole goal all playoffs.
No.
And we're like, oh, damn.
Yep.
Oh, they got to him now. Well, no, they didn't. No, he regrouped. I think it tricked him a little bit on that. He didn't see a shot for fucking 17 minutes. And they go down and squeak one through the 5-hole. I'm like, whoa, this might be a big deal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Evan Bouchard, listen, everyone was pumping your tires. And I was one of them. And then, dude, you defend like that in the Stanley Cup final game. Like, to me, you look nervous. You're not playing with composure. I mean, the first Rodriguez goal, I think it was Rodriguez. He just gives it right to him.
Here you go.
Doesn't make a hard play at all. I mean, that looked like something that a kid would do in the defensive end for like a little kid where you just don't put enough muscle on it. You just kind of give it back to the other team. And the second play lets a guy just kind of slide down the wall right past him. Doesn't play him hard at all. Plays him soft. And both times, man, you make a mistake like that, it can end up in the back of their net. They need better play from all their best players. But, you know, Edmonton, 10 shots on goal through the first, 30 minutes of the game? Like, that's inexcusable. You know, you get McDavid on the power play. I know they're saying, like, hey, he may not be completely healthy, but, you know, he's passing up opportunities to shoot the puck on the power play. Put the puck on net. You can talk about Bobrovsky all you want in terms of how good he is and how good he's playing, but if he's not getting tested, dude, these games are not difficult for him right now. Edmonton's got a lot of work to do. I think they're going to be better at home.
Are they?
They got to make life more difficult on Bobrovsky, get in front of him, get more pucks directed on net. They had some shots on goal, I know, in Game 1. But you even go back to Game 6 against Dallas, 10 shots on goal total in that entire game. They're just not playing good enough to win right now.
Are they going to be better at home? I don't know. The Panthers are really good on the road.
I know, but Edmonton should be better.
It's an 8-hour flight.
It's not that long, dude. You keep saying that.
It is. I just looked it up I just looked it up. It's freaking 7.5 hours.
I think it's like 6 minutes, 6 hours maybe.
You want to bet on that?
It's probably like 6 to 7.
Okay, Andy. Like, I literally looked it up, and it said 7 hours and 54 minutes. From
really?
Miami to Edmonton.
Probably with a delay. A layover.
A delay of what?
A layover.
No, it's not with a layover.
Yeah.
They would have said a layover.
That's a direct flight?
It's 7 hours and 54 minutes.
I bet you it's...
God, why do you always second-guess me whenever I look up fucking facts on
How long do you think it is from Florida to Seattle? About 5 hours?
No, but Edmonton's north.
I know.
North.
So then from there, it's probably...
Still long, too. It's really long. It's long. It's crazy. It's crazy. They got, Edmonton is getting frustrated. I look at Leon Draisaitl, which I didn't notice him too much. We see him in the regular season on the power play, sitting down right there on the goal line, waiting for that one-timer. That puck's not getting through on the penalty kill with the Panthers. They're collapsing down. They're getting sticks and lanes. They're doing everything right. He's usually wide open in the regular season. He's not getting shots off. Bobrovsky's doing his thing. But then he gets frustrated. Mm-hmm. And you could tell the frustration from the Edmonton Oilers, too. And all of a sudden, Draisaitl goes down, and jumps. If you watch this on Barkov, if you look at him leap, he leaped with elbow out and catches Barkov right in the chin.
Dude,
I mean, that's a game.
He hit him in the face on purpose. He saw his head was down, and he went right in there. And you know how, listen, Draisaitl's not dumb.
No.
He knew exactly what he was doing in that situation. And I know, listen, some people are going to say, including probably player safety, well, you have to watch it 5 times and rewind it. Then you see his feet come off the ice a little bit. If that's a different player, he's 1,000% getting suspended. I don't even think he's going to get fined from what I understand, because I don't think player safety or the league wants to bring much attention to the hit. What's the point of fining him $5,000? Don't forget, that's the maximum you can fine a player. It's half of what their daily salary is, right?
Yep.
So, but the maximum is $5,000. So he's making more than $10,000 per day, but the maximum they can fine him is $5,000, unless there's a hearing. And if he has a hearing, then the maximum they can fine him is $10,000. Now, the league is just like, I think at the fact that it's Draisaitl, I don't think they want to suspend him in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final.
You jumped, dude.
When the first time that Canada's hosting, a Stanley Cup Final game in years. So they're trying to avoid suspending this guy. It's an illegal hit all day long.
Yeah.
I think the league will tell you that it's an illegal hit, but they just are choosing not to suspend him.
What about the neon knee with Fogle? Like, I thought that was fine. If you want to give him a 5-minute major for that, like, it was a neon knee. It was pretty nasty. Do you give him a suspension? I'd say probably not. I'd say the Draisaitl thing is more of a suspension worthy.
It's an easy suspension. If this is the first week of November or a regular season game and not Game 3, he's without question probably getting 2 games.
No, I know.
It's not a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
But Barkov, from what I understand, is not seriously hurt either, and he's going to be fine. So that's obviously part of the equation. I'm sure the league has some intel there that he's going to be okay. He didn't come back and play the rest of the game, but, all the talk is, well, it's Leon Draisaitl, you can't suspend him. Well, what about the other guy? It's Sasha Barkov, who now all of a sudden, all the media is saying, well, this guy's one of the best forwards in the league. Well, he's been one of the best forwards in the league
for a long time,
if not the best two-way forward in the league for a long time. And now this is what happens when you get on the big stage. People start to notice and start giving him the credit he deserves. But
what about?
Let's talk about Barkov just as much as Draisaitl. It can't be like, well, you can't suspend Draisaitl. He hit Alexander Barkov, who maybe
I don't give a shit
best
who he is.
Forward in the game.
You jumped and you elbowed the guy, man. Again, I always have to revert back to Andy being a dad and watching his son play, who's dominating and as a 7-year-old. Like, if somebody did that to him, you'd be like, what is this? You jump, you leap. If you really slow that down, which I get slowing down, dude, he's a foot off the ice for like a while. His elbow went right into Barkov's face.
Right in his face.
What if Sam Bennett did that to Connor McDavid?
How is that not a suspension?
I don't know. And we don't like
and
that.
I'm not all about
suspensions
throw out
no,
suspensions.
No.
And the fine means nothing to me.
That means nothing.
And they don't want to draw more attention.
That's an elbow to the head.
Because if they fine Draisaitl, what's everyone going to say? Oh, player safety, the league, you guys are a joke. You're fining this guy $5,000. So they just kind of want it to go away. Today's a travel day, so I don't know how much we're going to hear about it anyway. It's day after Game 2. But
what if Bennett did that to McDavid?
He'd be done. He'd be getting a game.
I know.
I don't think there's any real history there with Draisaitl, because I brought up the comparison to some people about Pronger, getting suspended. I think McCammon got knocked out on the ice, and it's Chris Pronger, so maybe it's a different situation there than Leon Draisaitl. I just look at it like he elbowed him right in the head, and one of the best players in the world didn't come back to the game.
I know.
I thought he would have gotten a game.
So did I.
And you gave Carson Soucy a game for cross-checking Connor McDavid.
He was getting pushed in. Yeah, exactly.
That's Carson Soucy. It's not Leon Draisaitl.
Exactly. So I just want a little bit more action. Let's go. And I do think that the Panthers are going to go up there, although they're very good on the road. Mm-hmm. They're going to go to Edmonton. The place is going to be crazy.
Is this going to be a sweep?
No.
I don't think so either.
They're going to win at 5 probably. Edmonton's going to win one at home for sure.
Just one?
They're going to win one at home. But the Panthers are legit. They do everything right. Mm-hmm. They smother you. They're like even like you watch it, it's just frustrating to watch. Mm-hmm. They get back every second. They're breaking up plays. They're power play. They're trying to do this cute stuff. They're trying to find Draisaitl on the edge on the side on the post. It ain't going through. Mm-hmm. These guys are legit, man. They're doing everything right. I like Paul Maurice. I like what he says. I like what he said about the hit with Draisaitl
This
too.
isn't the Oprah Winfrey show.
I don't give a no.
Don't worry about my emotions.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about them.
Yeah.
I loved what he said there. They're doing everything right.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Nico Mikkola?
We did already.
No, we really didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
No, we haven't.
Oh, I thought you said, didn't we talk about that?
No.
We did it beforehand. My bad. Sorry, Andy.
This guy doesn't even know when we're recording.
We just got done doing an hour interview.
He was a draft pick of the Blues, though.
Yeah.
And he was a captain. I remember he was a captain of Finland in the U18s.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this guy like crush people, played in the U20s.
Big.
And I remember doing like stories on this guy, like Mikola.
Yeah.
Watching him come to prospect camp and really standing out. You knew this guy was going to be a good player. Wasn't the best skater, powerful skater. I could get up and down the ice, but a little bit, sloppy in terms of his
lengthy.
Yeah, in terms of his, overall, skating.
It's not Niedermeyer.
No, but you know what? He's always been a physical player. He plays hard, and you know what? Even in some of those closeout games in the previous round, where he would just hang on to the puck along the wall, you couldn't get it, the puck away from him. And he would just let the clock run down the last 10 seconds of a game.
Keep him out there.
But he's physical. He boxes out. He plays hard. And now you see him jumping up and contributing offensively, man.
Andy.
What a great pickup. And you know what? Bill Zito, I'll say this. He's got a lot of history with representing Finnish players. He represented a ton of players from Finland. He and Jarmo Kekalainen, best friends. He would, I think he worked with a team out of Finland years ago. So he's always had that Finnish connection. This was a low-risk signing. He knew exactly what he was getting. He's hardly paying him any money whatsoever. And this guy has been a real productive player for him. So you talk about all the signings that Bill Zito has made, man. This one's a little under the radar. Niko Mikkola deserves a lot of credit.
He almost scored on his own net, though.
That's okay.
Right beforehand. He tried to rim it around, and Bobrovsky's like, what the fuck? Boom. Yeah. Then he creeps right up to the play.
A lot of X.
Gets a one-timer
in this.
I like it, man. Niko Mikkola.
A lot of X in this playoff series.
I didn't notice Tarasenko too much.
Do you notice all the names?
Ekholm, Ekblad, Ekman-Larsson. Oh, God damn.
Eriksson Ek.
Yeah, throw him in the mix.
Tarasenko. He gets one goal a series. It just hasn't happened yet.
The first game, Vladdy made a couple plays, like even getting the puck out of his own.
He made a good play on the Mikkola goal last night. He made a good play on the Mikkola goal.
Okay. Yeah. Mikkola, just a little one-timer, man. I like seeing that guy. He's a good dude. He played for the Blues, man, a little bit. And he's just a perfect playoff kind of player.
I didn't like seeing him leave, man. When he went in the Tarasenko trade to New York, he's been with Tarasenko for a long time.
We'll take him.
But the Blues got an extra pick, though, too. I think they got a third-round pick for him, basically.
Cool. What are you going to do with that? Hopefully you get somebody good. Hopefully you get a sixth defenseman that logs a lot of minutes and penalty kills and is out there at the end of a game in the fucking Stanley Cup Finals. Hopefully that third rounder turns out to be like that.
I like Mikkola, though.
So do I.
And I'm happy for him.
Cool.